James is going to talk about those nature hot spots. That's his oatmeal for today. And I'm drinking Peach Tranquility tea, which was given to me by the library. And these are the movies that I'm reviewing today. So that's about that. And really, we're going to be reviewing one of the hot spots especially. So this one surprisingly got topic stack. I wouldn't have expected it, but it did have what's his name in it?
Liam Neeson.
No, that's that one. This one had this guy. What's his name? Bill Nighy.
Yeah, I don't know where I've seen him.
Everywhere.
Looks
He's
like
the one that you like, his dancing or whatever.
Oh, him! Yeah, he's looking somewhat advanced in age from the last time I saw him. But is he still stripping down and dancing?
That would be strange. Well, it's a horror movie, so maybe not.
I don't, like old folks have bodies, so I don't find it terrible.
No, it's just that this is a horror movie and he's playing a priest or something.
Oh, that's right. Okay, there we go.
I don't know all the names of the different levels of people in the Catholic Church. I have no idea.
Monsignors and popes.
I mean, some people would look at the outfit and they'd go, "Oh, that's a such and such," or whatever. I don't know the difference. So anyway, whatever. It's a horror movie, and it's a prequel to the other stuff, but whatever. So, I don't know. For a horror movie that's like has the whole Catholic thing, whatever going on, and Antichrist and whatever, it was entertaining. I thought they did a decent job on it. So if you're into that sort of thing, even if you're not, like I'm not into horror movies that focus on the Catholic Church and exorcism or demon possession or Antichrist stuff or any of that sort of thing, but still I found it entertaining. Saints and Sinners. This is In the Land of Saints and Sinners with starring Liam Neeson, and I love watching Liam Neeson stuff, and this one has some beautiful scenery, and let's see, it's set in Ireland, but yeah, it's about terrorism and terrorists and stuff like that.
Irish terrorism? Yeah, there's been some of it. They're kind of pikers when you compare them to Muslim terrorists. I think someone was saying around the time of 9/11, man, oh man, this isn't any worse than Irish terrorism. But, like someone pointed out that in a period from 1969 to 2001, 3,000 people or so have been killed in Ireland. That's as many as Muslim terrorists had killed in New York in less than one day, a space of a few hours. Hopefully that helps folks get a little bit.
Put it into perspective. Yeah. So, anyway, I found the movie somewhat entertaining. I had a hard time really identifying with anyone, I suppose, because I'm looking at this and going, okay, well, who's a saint exactly? I'm not sure. And anyway, whatever. So I that's the only thing. It was well done and everything. I just you don't really know who Liam Neeson is. I mean, he has some levels of, oh, that's right and wrong, and he does hang around with, like, his best friend seems to be a police officer, so you're kind of thinking, well, he's kind of a good guy or whatever, but is he? I don't know. I mean, you don't know, right? So anyway, Arcadian. Nicolas Cage has been doing some really, really dreadful stuff, and this has been going on for decades. It's been going on for a while, yeah.
Since
when he doesn't do bad things, you're a little surprised. But no, I mean, he's really he's really doing some bad stuff lately. I don't know.
I kind of liked him in Ghost Rider or whatever, because that.
Well, at least
comic
that was
books are
something
kind of
where
schmarmy, but
they've put some money into it or whatever. The stuff he's been doing lately, I don't even know what has been driving him to act in these movies, because this seems extremely low budget. It seems like the cameraman was like a 5-year-old kid or something, and they didn't know what to do with it. So I'm not exactly sure what his explanation for doing this movie was, but it was dreadful. So that's it. It's a apocalyptic sort of thing, whatever.
Cover's not
Who
bad.
cares?
But
Okay.
Cover's not great either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personal Shopper, Kristen Stewart. I think I'd watched this before, but you know, with a lot of bad movies, it's sometimes hard to remember whether you've watched them before. You're like, oh, I kind of remember seeing a bad movie that was like this. Maybe it was this one, or maybe it was some other bad movie like this, right? So, anyway, I guess I kind of like the idea of where things were going, like how she was getting led along to text back and forth with somebody, and I don't know if that really figured into the explanation of how she was framed or whatever, but because that was, it really wasn't, there wasn't a lot of explanation for anything. It just kind of carried itself along. But I guess when your lead character is this woman and she doesn't really know what's going on, and in the end you get an idea that she really might not know what's going on, then maybe that makes a little bit of sense. But still, it's a bad movie. It's definitely not worth watching. I don't know why she agreed to do it, because she's not a terrible actress. Hosts. So when I picked this out from the library, I thought that it was called Ghosts, but I was obviously not reading the word. And so I thought I was getting a ghost story, and it's not. It's like a maybe alien apocalyptic sort of movie, whatever, but it's really bad. It's very low budget. It seems like the people who acted in it maybe did it themselves. I don't know, but which doesn't necessarily deter me from watching movies like that. I'm really impressed when people manage to pull something off when it seems pretty homemade, but they didn't pull it off. So anyway, I guess I'll talk about James's oatmeal while he's trying to find I think a picture or something for the last place we went to that featured.
I'm trying to find pictures of some of the places that we hit.
Oh.
Now
I guess we did see the ice field. You're there.
That's it, right. So
right
we drove by the ice field. We didn't get up on the
so
ice
a lot
field,
of people recognize that sort of picture, but from down there more, right?
Yeah, we would have been on this road
Yeah.
here. I think I recognize that as Highway 93, the Icefield Parkway.
And it really is interesting when you get into that parking lot or whatever near there, especially if you go closer, if you decide to walk across as we have.
Not
before.
across the ice field.
No.
Let me point that out. That's not
we walked
advised.
quite a ways in. It actually is quite far back there, because we walked quite a ways in, and then we were like, wow, how far do we have to walk before we actually get in there? So we decided against it.
I think we crossed this creek.
Yeah.
Or you remember this creek was coming down? It seemed weird. I couldn't understand how it was
I just
coming
remember how cold it was. And
It
it was
was
the middle
very
of summer.
The middle of summer.
You know, so even at the hottest points of summer, you get a breeze off that ice field, and it's cold. It's really cold.
So we
bring
were
a sweater.
up. We got a view somewhat like this when we were here the first time. We were up on Wilcox Trail or Wilcox Pass Trail or something like
What
that.
it was called.
And we got a view from up here. It was even cool up there. Of course, we were up higher, but again, it was a very hot day. It was a hot trail, and then all of a sudden, we came out on this view, and whoosh, It's a good view off of Wilcox Trail. So this is something that we've done recently. This is a weakness of the book. There's 100 things, and Waterton Park has one entry.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Red Rock Canyon. Here's the
boat shuttle, presumably
I think that's the
going
one that goes across. We were on a different one. I think it was called the International. This is called Miss Waterton. We've seen the Bizac paddock. It's worth going out there for kids and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's worth it for me because I'm like a kid. Here's another view of Red Rock Canyon. I don't know why it got 2 pictures. Here's the Prince of Wales Hotel. It's a little bit cut off there, but maybe it's to show the view that you can get from there. And so here's one of the things that's top notch.
Does Grand Cache make it into the book?
Yeah, I've actually got it
because it's really great.
Yeah. So this is the hike up to Crypt Lake Trail. Now I think they reversed the photo. Actually, I don't recall the hike being on this side of the valley, but yeah. So they reversed the photo.
I think they did. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, you don't put a hike on the north side of a mountain. It's around here because it's going to be swampy. There are a few.
It's funny, you do the trails and you're like, I don't remember it looking like that though, but maybe it does. It's sometimes difficult to.
So I have this stuff all checked out.
Okay. So wasn't that Alberta Birds, that one that you were supposed to just?
Well, that's Alberta Birds of Prey. I've never been there, and it's 8 miles away.
Yeah, I know, it's
maybe
very close.
12 kilometers away.
But I guess we're not birds of prey sort of people. That's just it. We're songbird birds sort of people.
Let me see. Whitehorse Wildland. There's the staging area. I'm still going to find out what a staging area is. I was reading an account of someone, I think it was recently, getting killed by a grizzly bear on this hike. So it's Joachim Valley Trail. It's in the William A. Switzer Provincial Park, and it has an airplane crash. Things like that. When people were going to investigate the plane crash, and they got killed. But we did drive through the William A. Switzer Provincial Park, and we were going to snooze on the side of the road there. We didn't find it. They weren't very friendly to people parking there, and we follow the rules about that. If we see no parking, no parking sign in the park or wherever we want. So we didn't park there. It is quite beautiful. We've been there before, but we're going through there, not in the middle of the night, and it's not recommended driving through there. How many deer? You saw one by the side of the road, and one right on the road. Luckily enough, it was 3 lanes there. There was a passing lane, and it was kind of in the passing lane. We were on the right-hand side. It was in the middle, and it just kind of looked at us like, I'm in the passing lane. You're not.
Wilmore Wilderness Park.
So Wilmore Wilderness Park and Sulphur Gate. So here's a beautiful picture.
Grand Cache, that you will hit that area because it's very quick. It's very easy to get to Sulphur Gates, the parking lot, and then Wilmore Wilderness. You have a hike that takes you to a fantastic waterfall there. So
so it's a 7 kilometer road on some gravel road. It was a bit scrub boardy this time, but it was better than when we were through last time. There was a little road going through. So we just touched one corner of Wilmore Wilderness Park. We were actually parked in Sulphur Gate strictly. Well, it might be, the view of it might be in Wilmore Wilderness Park, but we were in a local kind of park.
Yeah,
where we park.
One day when I have horses, though, then we'll go further. But yeah, they show the new platform and stuff. Like they've really put some money into Sulphur Gates. They have several viewing platforms where you can view the.
Yeah, I didn't see it this time. I'd seen it before. I had the dogs. I didn't want to take them up there, and it was kind of drizzling rain a little bit. And I can remember it was slippery when we were there before.
Yeah.
And
Well, some people might be watching and go, oh, that's not new. Well, we haven't been there in a while. So, new to us.
I think this is another view of it.
Yeah.
Here's a lookout here. Does that look... Well, this would be the old one, probably.
I don't know. I don't think they had an old one. I don't remember an old lookout. I just remember you got up to the top of the trail and you looked out.
So we went on a trail to a fancy falls, and we got a view, not quite this one, of the Smoky River when we were on the trail. Do you recognize this, Pauline?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm sure Pauline took more dramatic
I think
pictures
in the
of this.
spring, because it looks like it's flowing a little more, maybe.
Maybe, but I think you got better pictures
I
of
have better.
it too, yeah.
It's honestly, it's better to go to Eaton Falls. You'll see, like, that's a nice picture and everything, but it's much more beautiful in person. It's a very beautiful falls. You can get right up to the bottom of it, and there's not that many falls that you can do that with. Like, you could get right under it if you wanted to, but I mean, even in the fall, it's still coming down pretty good, because when you look up, it's quite a falls. It really it comes down quite a distance.
This one
right? So,
doesn't do it justice. I came closer.
and plus, it's nice because it's kind of in a bowl or something. I don't know how to explain it, but the cliff goes right up on all sides. Like, even if you're back facing the falls, you're really close to the falls, because the rock. There's a cliff right behind you that goes way up, so you feel like when you get to the bottom of it, you sort of feel like you're a part of it. So it's an interesting feeling.
This is taken from the other side of the creek, issuing from it, from what I can tell. I only went to this side because I had a couple of dogs with me, and it looked kind of slippery. It's been raining, and I try to stay within my limit. Looks as though someone's got a little bit closer. Is that a person with a backpack? I can't see that. But anyway, I did get closer the other time we were there, and it was coming off the trail here, or the sub-trail.
And I'm sure there's pictures of Jasper in there.
Well, I'm working my way through.
Oh.
Anyway, where we saw two mountain lions. So if you go up there, be prepared. There were two mountain lions playing with each other.
Yeah.
So.
But this time, luckily none. So we were very glad for that. But because that's not fun, running into cougars on a trail.
They were having fun.
They
weren't wanting to mess with us.
No, luckily.
I gave them a good yelling out and they headed up slope. They were heading up the trail. We had to go that trail that they're heading up, and I didn't want to be tangling with them at all. So I started yelling at them. They say with cougars and mountain lions, you take control of the situation.
But honestly, like, we went through Jasper,
slope.
And even if there's pictures of Jasper in that book, which I'm sure there would be because Jasper's awesome, but right now it looks like a war zone since the fire. So I guess that
the town site and south of it, much of
so much
highway.
It's incredible. So I mean, you hear about fires and whatever, but I mean, this one jumped into town. And that's quite interesting.
So keep on talking while I look for some of the other things.
Well, I want you to find the bird one.
Okay, the bird.
The one that we just looked at, and in McLennan.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find it.
Okay. They don't have an index? That would be a major fault of this book if it doesn't have an index.
It has one, but it's kind of small, right? Okay. But
so what am I looking for?
Give me one, like 190.
Well, this tea that I got from the library is nice.
Okay. Kimawan Bird Walk and Interpretive Center. Birding on a summer evening, and it looks like a complex sky. It might have been facing
it's
some
a nice
sort of
picture,
a
but it's not nearly as nice as.
No, you don't have any
you,
sort of clue of what's really available.
Mm-hmm.
They should. It looks as though.
Did they give you another picture, or is that it?
Okay.
No.
That's it.
Oh, they did a bad job with that.
Yeah.
That's
so they didn't.
fantastic.
This looks like the start of the trail.
Yeah, but you don't even get a sense of how big the wetlands are there and what you're going to see.
They should have gone to the end of the trail.
Yeah.
Which ends up not in the middle of a lake, but it takes you out onto water.
Yeah, they've put up an impressive boardwalk system. I've never seen anybody go to those lengths. Yeah. And the whole town, I was so impressed with McLennan, because obviously the people really care about birds there. They have not only bird houses and all sorts of things right along where this is, but which is huge. It's massive with a whole lot of trails and very impressive boardwalks that must have cost a fortune to put up, but they're awesome. But also when we drove around the school and stuff, there's birdhouses all along. They've put the kids have put them up on the fence, it looks like, right? So there's birdhouses all along there, and it's just nice. It seems like the community is really into that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's largely a retirement community. There's a large hospital, the regional type of hospital there, and they kind of trying to find another character for the town. I think they've done a good job of capturing it, and I just wish this photo had captured. It's a nice big photo, and stuff like that captured what it's like. It should be pointed out, it's right on something like a local highway, and easily accessible off of Highway 2, or it might actually be Highway 2 itself.
I think it is. Yeah. I think it goes right through.
So it's pretty good highway, pretty good access and stuff like that. So it has other things. This is where I really started a serious way learning how to walk again after I'd been walking. I understand I wasn't walking up here, it was just down here and stuff like that. Stay off of this stuff. Apparently it's a sacred site to maybe the Beaver Indians who are native to that area. But
and it shows Lesser Slave Lake, which is massive. So it looks like when you're standing at one end of Lesser Slave Lake and you're looking the other way,
the length of it
then
to the
it
west,
looks like the ocean. It's incredible. It's so big.
So it's a lesser might make you think, like it's a little pond or something
like
that.
It's a humongous lake.
It's very impressive, and it merited what is this? 4 pages, right? Kimu one only merited here 2 pages, and by comparison with Lesser Slave Lake, you can see
it's pretty
substantial.
Awesome.
I don't know if this is Martin's Beach, where we something like that, where we stayed. Maybe 17 years ago, Saskatoon Island Provincial Park.
Yeah.
It's actually a Saskatoon's growing there.
Yeah, and honestly, the time to hit it really is when the Saskatoons are ripe. So if they're not, then that's not the time to hit it.
Yeah, and maybe if you go there to pick berries, leave a few for some other people.
Well, there's so many there.
There are, but I've seen a certain group of people going there, and it's almost industrial strength.
Well,
I'd hate to think that they're kind of selling them, but...
Well, I think they probably are.
Oh, they are, and that is not...
And that's not right.
What they kind of have colonized, shall we say?
Yes, they have their own colonies, and they should...
We're not going to mention which
just
group,
sell things that they grow on their farms.
Yeah, sell things that they grow on the farms. They're really here at the sufferance of Indigenous people, as are most of us. I've actually got a bit of Indigenous ancestry, but I'm really here at the sufferance of Indigenous people too, as are my siblings. Not so much my relatives. Most of my relatives are Indigenous.
I have a spot on my camera lens that I didn't wipe off beforehand. I'm so sorry, viewers. But anyway, you have about 5 minutes to wrap it up.
There we go. So I'll just point out a few of the other things that we've found. We've discovered we're southern Alberta. We've never been there. I think the roads aren't that good, but the Red Rock, I want to see that. Police, we've been here. Police Outpost Provincial Park and Outpost Wetlands Natural Area. I love these pelicans here. There's a view of what's called Chief Mountain in Canada. Excuse me, I think the Blackfoot is Ninastico, which means something like Chief's probably not a good translation. And in the United States, I think it's called Sentinel Mountain. Or at least that's what it appears to be on a topographic map that I got. I don't know how official that is. And there's Writing on Stone Provincial Park. That's a National Historic Site. And I got the glottal stop kind of in there, but I didn't do the long vowels, the I's, or AI, and diphthong, and I see, not something like that. Excuse my pronunciation, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of really beautiful things to see in Alberta.
A few more views of Writing on Stone here.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive
It
and
is.
stuff like that. And whatever you do, don't put graffiti. They've closed off the more sacred sites and stuff like that. But, you know, like it's don't put graffiti anywhere, please. It's not art. It's vandalism wherever you put it. Some types of that vandalism, like doing it on Writing on Stone nowadays, is worse. It should be considered something. We've actually seen the Okotoks erratic. So Okotoks is Okotoki is kind of like means rock and Blackfoot. So we're living in a place called Okotoki, which it's called Lethbridge, Alberta. It should be called Okotoki. The Sik means black. Okotoki means rock, black rock. Lethbridge was founded on the coal industry. They closed it down a long time ago. It might have been 1960, 2 generations ago, might have even been further. But that's what it was founded on. We've never been to Drumhill or Horseshoe Canyon, just looking at the stuff and thank God for it. We've been to Dinosaur Provincial Park, quite impressive.
It is.
And we were there in the spring, it was boiling hot. We had a
Badlands look really good.
yeah.
Just not for farming.
No.
Anything.
It's in the Red Deer Valley. If you want to be farming down in the valley.
They're
around.
scenic.
So yeah, that's awesome. This is a view
That's
from
a
up top.
good
It's a very good picture. It's got looks like cumulonimbus boiling up in the background and stuff like that. And this girl here, she's found a fossil, but she's actually found a little trail where there would have been water. We had a big basset hound there. We didn't think we'd have to bring a lot of water for him, but he was starting to get a little bit thirsty. He's a big guy, 65 pounds, and he kept on sniffing out these trails of
Well, we
where
didn't
the water
expect to
had
go
been.
far either.
No, we
We weren't
didn't.
walking
No,
far.
we didn't. He wasn't suffering. He was just, they've got the second best smell of all dogs. And he was scenting where water had been. There'd be
Yeah,
water
he'd
underground.
sniff his way down and then he'd look sad.
Yeah,
Because
he-
basset hounds, their faces are very expressive. So
So
when
if
they look
you're
happy, they look really happy.
You're out on the Bald Prairie, Cypress Hills Interprovincial Park, which is kind of like southeast of Medicine Hat, is welcome relief. They say the tops of the Cypress Hills weren't glaciated, and there's some weird vegetation there, weird landforms.
It's very interesting. When we went there, when James took me there, I was very surprised. I didn't expect it to look like that at all.
So here's Elkwater Lake, kind of in the middle of the prairies, with these conifers in the background.
Yeah.
So it looks like
Who would think,
something
right?
in the foothills or something
Yeah,
like that.
but it's not anywhere near there.
Some weird, they say there's conglomerate rocks. They look kind of conglomerate, and you can even apparently go ice skating there.